Chemsex is a massive epidemic. It's going through the gay world.
Gosh.
I caught sepsis because I'd been on it for 4 days.
What was it like the first time having sex sober?
It was like a virgin again.
Chemsex is like one of the biggest epidemics since the AIDS crisis.
I would say so.
Why is no one talking about it?
Hey guys, welcome back to Tier 4. I'm Billy.
And I'm Lauren.
And this is the podcast where we talk all things that normally stay in the group chat. And today we have a very exciting guest. Please give it up for Mason.
Woo! Woo! Thank you for coming on, Mason.
Thank you very much for having me.
Now, this is quite a statement. You say that doing OnlyFans saved you from a life of addiction.
Mm-hmm.
Could you tell our audience a bit how you got here?
I was taking drugs for 4 years. And I started taking various substances, but then I got onto crystal meth, which in the gay world or any world is known as Tina.
Right.
So during this podcast, I'll refer to her as Tina.
Very brand safe.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I appreciate that.
Yeah, no, that's
okay.
really good.
Yeah. So I got into Tina and started going into group sessions and sessioning with it. Started on the pipe, smoking it, and then after 2 years, I made the fatal mistake of injecting it. And then once you inject it, there's no going back.
Right.
Because the high you get is amazing. I'm not going to lie. It's amazing. And then it just spiraled out of control. And this went on for 2 years.
Was it just through kind of like friends suggesting it? Like, I think everyone has these visions of everyone goes from not doing it to kind of like all of a sudden you're in a drug den, but it's not the case, is it?
No,
It's a
I'm very
slow
all or
burn.
nothing. So once I start something, I can't stop. So I think it just started and then it just got bigger and bigger. The sessions were getting longer and longer. So my longest session I had was 5 days. That's no sleep, no food, and just probably 3 liters of water. Because you just stay there. You don't want to move. And obviously there's a lot of chemsex involved as well. So you just lose loads of weight and then you just feel horrendous.
Oh my gosh. And so how did OnlyFans save you?
Because I got to a point last July, August, and I thought enough's enough. So I came off the drugs. And I always wanted to do content creation, but I was determined I wasn't going to go to do content creation unless I was sober. Because I've got the whole chemsex thing, I put sex with drugs. So I never had sober sex for 4 years.
Wow.
So I wanted to make sure I went into this and never had the two together. So I didn't want content creation to be part of drugs. So I wanted it to be separate. So by using OnlyFans has helped me retrain my brain. It's been like CBT therapy. It's made me realize that I can have sober sex again and I don't relate the two. As in before, it was drugs and sex.
Yeah.
Now it's content creation, OnlyFans, sobriety.
Yeah.
And for our audience, can you explain what chemsex is, what it means?
So chemsex is a massive epidemic. It's going through the gay world and a lot of gay people meet up and they're doing all sorts of drugs. It isn't just crystal meth, Tina. It's GHB, which is the date rape drug, which I used to do as well.
Gosh.
Which you only use very little amounts of, and it just makes you woozy, but it can make you go under, hence the whole date rape thing. I've also known people die with that because you've only got to do 1 mil too much and it's game over. Or I've known people in the sessions, at the drug sessions or the chemsex parties they're not sure what drinks what and they're thirsty and they just go and grab a drink and they've grabbed it and before it's too late.
Yeah.
MCAT, which is methadone, isn't it? Which was the one when you go, the people are coming off and they give it, you go to the chemist and have it, don't you?
Oh, isn't that methadone?
Yeah, so it's methadone, MCAT.
Right.
And it smells like cat pee.
Oh.
And it comes like your paws and it smells like cat wee.
Oh my God.
So it's MCAT, normally GHB, the date rape drug, and then Tina is the big, crystal meth is the big one now. It's the massive one.
It's a really stupid question on here. Are poppers considered chemsex drug?
They're legal, aren't they? You've got to be very careful with poppers. I know someone had a heart attack. The combination they used were both legal, funny enough. Poppers of Viagra. Because one's doing one and one's doing the other.
Yeah.
And he went blue. And in fact, poppers, actually, I'll tell you another story. Years ago, we were in a club and they sell poppers in clubs, don't they?
Yeah.
And someone I know hadn't ever done poppers, and he used to hand them around the dance floor, sniffing them.
Yeah.
He thought it was a shot. He drank it back and he went green. Someone I know said, "Oh, he would be all right. So leave him, give him a glass of water. He'd be fine." He was in intensive care for a week. The friend who gave him the shot didn't realise that she never slept for a week because she thought she was I'm going to be undone for manslaughter.
Oh my god. I actually heard a sort of similar, not similar story, but someone woke up in the night and they wore contact lenses, and they looked for their eye drops and they picked up poppers.
No.
And put it in their eyes.
I had it around my mouth once because he spilled all over my mouth.
I will say you look the vision of health now.
Oh, I am.
You look good, but do you know the kind of effects that has done to your body?
I haven't had any tests or anything, but I know what you mean. So I got turkey teeth. And my teeth kept falling, the turkey teeth kept falling out. And I kept going, I hope they don't see this in Turkey because I've been back 3 times and blame them. But it's not, it's Tina. I was like, I don't know what.
Really?
Yeah, no. Oh, they won't see it, will they?
We've got a huge audience in Turkey.
Have you?
No.
So and I kept saying, he's like, well, what's going on? He said to me, why do you keep coming back? What's wrong? I said, it's your glue. I said, it's not me, it's your glue. And I didn't realise at first.
Right.
And then I realised it's Tina. Because in America, if people out there, if they Google crystal meth, and especially in America, you'll see a lot of people and they lose their teeth, they lose their hair. It's horrendous what it can do to you. My teeth came out and I was at a rave and my teeth fell out. And I had everyone on the floor looking for me teeth. And they found the teeth.
I should laugh.
No,
My
we're
mate-
not laughing.
My mate Tiny, she got on the floor. She's like, there it is. I was like, put them in your bra. So she put my teeth in the bra. So I was running around like 2 front teeth missing. But it turns out I finally found out. I was like, I put 2 and 2 together. It was loosening the gums and it was kept falling out.
Experts are saying that chemsex is like one of the biggest epidemics since the AIDS crisis.
I would say so.
Why is no one talking about it?
I don't know. I think there's a massive taboo, massive stigma about it. And I don't think people realise when you talk to people outside the gay community, they haven't got a clue. No. I know some people, some proper lads in the gym, and then you tell them what's happening, like the crystal meth and stuff like that. What meth? Like, wow. But it's normal. And the scary thing is, when we were younger, when we were younger, you start on a bit of weed or a bit of coke and you build your way up. I've seen 18, 19, 20-year-old lads and they're injecting meth already.
God.
Wow.
Yeah.
Also, like touching on maybe the reason why I saw BBC did an investigation last autumn, and it said that the NHS aren't recording all of the deaths as chemsex deaths.
Right.
And at the moment, statistics say that 2 to 3 people die in London every month from chemsex.
How many?
2 to 3.
Wow.
But
So it's just being done as an overdose.
basically,
Probably, yeah.
but this, the BBC investigation was saying that actually a lot of the deaths they believe to have been caused by chemsex aren't being recorded as the cause of death.
I don't think they are.
No, so therefore the issue must be even bigger.
It's just become the norm, though, in the gay community. You go on Grindr and apps like Grindr and things, and there's telltale signs. They've tried to police it a bit more, but H&H, which you see HNH, high and horny, or there's little emojis you can use, like little ice emoji, Tina,
Right.
crystal meth.
Yeah.
So it's loads of little things you can check and you can see. And I would say over 50% of people on, maybe I don't want to start giving statistics, but I would say a good proportion of people on Grindr now are using drugs. And I'm not judging because I was doing it myself, but you can tell it's not just that meet up kind of thing anymore. It is kind of it's becoming a bit of a chemsex platform. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like, what do you think can be done about it, I guess? Because
I think the LGBTQ plus charities need to do a little bit more. I've spoken to some in some cities. I've had a meetings, one in Brighton, one in Manchester. I'm going to start speaking to the one in Birmingham. I think they are now. I think they're having some group sessions from people. But I did contact my LGBTQ plus organisation when I came off, and they asked me if I want to go to a group session, but I declined because I thought, well, half of them I'm going to know who they are. We'll probably all sit round talking and then fucking go back to mine and end up getting on it. So I thought, well, I'm not going to do that
No.
because I wasn't strong enough to do that at the time. So I thought, no, we won't bother doing that. But it can work for some people. And there's other people online. There are people, can I mention his name?
Yeah, yeah.
Online. Dr. Dallas Bragg.
Okay.
So please, if anybody's suffering out there, obviously there's loads of, obviously you've got NA as well, Narcotics Anonymous.
Yeah.
But Dr. Dallas Bragg, go and follow him because he is specifically aimed at people with Tina, crystal meth.
Yeah.
Addiction, and it's massive to get off. I had some really, really dark times. I caught sepsis.
Wow.
Because I'd been on it for 4 days, couldn't find a vein in my arm, and I was like, what am I going to do? And I ran out of the small pin needles, and I only had the deep vein long needles left. So I started jabbing at my feet, and I couldn't walk. I was crawling on the floor. I didn't want my neighbour to know because me and her are very good friends. I didn't want to call anyone over because it looked like a bloody someone. I've been on it for 4 days with needles, and so I had to call the ambulance, crawl to the door, and let them in, and they had to take me away in a stretcher. Obviously, could put me on a drip and everything like that, and that still wasn't enough to stop me.
Really? What was the turning point?
Exhaustion and just tired of it all. I just absolutely had enough. 4 years of just feeling like because I also had my business. I had a cleaning company. I was director of a cleaning company. Wow. So
Was you functioning?
Yeah, I was functioning, kind of. I think the thing is, I had money coming in.
Yeah.
I was running the business. The business had about 10 staff. It was kind of running itself in terms of the jobs would come in. I would then send the jobs out to the girls and the lads that were doing the jobs. And I didn't really sometimes have to leave the house. So I'd be getting messages, where are you? I haven't seen you for a while. I'm like, I'm at another funeral. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You just become a liar as well. You become this horrible liar, and relationships break down because you don't contact, you don't reach out, you don't meet your friends, you don't want to meet your friends, you don't want to meet your family.
Yeah.
Everything just becomes bare minimum.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It takes a lot, and to open up like this with us is amazing. So thank you.
Yeah.
I just want to help other people. I just want people to realise there is light at the end of the tunnel. And as I say, for 4 years, I never had sober sex, and I just I thought I would never have it. Also, when you come off drugs, especially Tina, you come off and you miss a dopamine hit in your brain. The way I put it is, I was a good addict and now I'm a good content creator. So I've put all my energy into doing what I'm doing now.
Yeah.
What I would say to people when they come off drugs, any drugs, try and have something to focus on. People say, what about sex? I'd say, look, sex, leave it alone, leave it for 6 weeks or leave it as long as you want, because a lot of people will put the two together like I did. So just leave that and find yourself and find something to focus on. I'm not telling everyone to go out and start doing OnlyFans.
Well, it works for you.
Yeah, it worked for me, yeah. But do something, find something, have a hobby, take yourself away, just find something, because you are going to have times where you need something to focus on. You don't want any time pondering around where you might relapse.
What was it like with the first time having sex sober?
Nervous. It was like a virgin again. It was, because it was like, oh God, because when you're on drugs, you become this machine. You're like, oh, I can do anything and I'm amazing, because you all the confidence. Do you know what I mean? After time, you build up and you're confident, and it's normal again now. And the thought of doing chemsex again, I wouldn't want to do.
I hear the quote quite a lot on podcasts that the opposite of addiction is connection. When you first got into using substances, did you feel isolated? Did you like what is the general chemsex user? Like, what do they look like? What are those feelings coming from to need to use it?
I've been on sessions before, and I've witnessed people inject, say 6 o'clock in the morning, inject meth, crystal meth, and then 45 minutes later, this guy got up. He was like, I need to go to work. I was like, oh, dear. I said, what do you do? He was like, I'm a surgeon at so-and-so. I'm not going to name the hospital. I'm a surgeon at so-and-so hospital. And I was like, now I hope he's not doing me granny's hip replacement, because she was on the...
Oh my God.
So he went to work?
He went to work on it. Yeah. So I had people from all different, and you just get up and you'd function. Oh my gosh. You know, I used to drive lovely on meth. No, no, that's bad. I'm only joking.
Yeah.
But you just, because you're on it, it's bad, you know.
The bottom line is, you don't have to have something wrong with you. It is just so recreationally and normalized.
Oh yeah, and it becomes normal.
Yeah.
And then before you do it, it's a slippery slope. Before you know it, you're in that. So Tina's a Tina will reel you in, and at the beginning, of using drugs, Tina, crystal meth especially, things are amazing. Everything's amazing. The sex is amazing. You know, you can pick it up, you can put it down. It's like a toxic relationship.
Right.
And then once Tina's got you, it's too late. You can't get out of that toxic relationship. She'll make it all lovely, and then she'll you up and she'll bring you down, and before you know it, you're under her spell. Tina's
She's evil.
she's a cunt. And my thing is, the reason I want to talk about this is Tina me up, and now I want to her up and give her a run for her money. Do you know what I mean? And kind of do what she did to me.
Yeah.
I mean, this might be a really personal question. How many people have you lost that you may have been a cause from chemsex?
People that I know of, probably 4 or 5. There was someone I knew, there was a DJ somewhere, and he was leaving a gig and he picked up this drink, and he didn't realise that this GHB was, because it's not just Tina, by the way, it's other drugs as well. This GHB, he had drinking it, whacked it back, felt a bit funny, got in the cab on the way home, died on the way home in the cab.
Wow.
Yeah. GHB makes you go under and makes you act in a stupid way, and you become very repetitive. So you repeat actions. So like I can't explain. It's almost like you're having a fit. And my friend or someone I know went under. They call it going under. Repeated these actions for an hour. What he was doing was he's banging his leg on a rusty radiator, and he nearly had to have his leg off because he fucked his leg up because it went nearly banging, and he couldn't feel anything.
Oh my God. So it's one thing to take drugs in this manner and mix them, but then also having sexual intercourse. I'm sorry to sound blunt, but like how does it work? And how, if both of you are under the influence?
I was always, you can do too much. Like I always said to people, I used to have sessions at mine, and I could very controlling over how much people would have. I was always in the room.
Right.
I was a sensible addict. Do you know what I mean? You don't want people dying in your house. You don't want to, you don't want to put people under pressure. So, people would say to me, come to mine, and they go, "Oh, you've given me some Tina, or you've given me, I can't feel anything." And I'd say to them, "Look, you can come up, you can't come down. If you're going to do it here, you do it controlled." But there's some people that don't care. They do too much. But then some people can go really paranoid. I had people at mine accuse me of filming them because someone said, "You're filming me. I was like, "No, I'm not." They said, "What's that over there?" And I was like, "It's an Airwick plug-in with a light, because they got the little lights in the air frame." And they're like, "Oh, okay." And then another guy came in, and he was like, "I've just been in your bedroom." I was like, "Okay." He was like, "There's a Chinese lady on the bed." And I was like, "Fuck is there?" I was like, "How did she get in?" So I ran to the bedroom. I was like, "There's no one there." So it affects people's different ways. So you can have sex. I mean, you find it hard to get an erection and stuff like that. But it just becomes very, all your inhibitions go.
Yeah.
So you start doing stuff you wouldn't normally do. And do you know what I mean? It can get really kinky.
Kinky. Do you think there is a reason why chemsex is prevalent in gay men?
Point at me.
You're the advocate for it. All right.
It's just, or maybe it's just not spoken about with like cis couples, but it seems like this is.
I think couples do it. I think straight couples do it, but I think it's more like I say, I've known guys that think they're proper, the gangster guy, the big guys, coke, and they think they're, the beats and he's doing the coke, which is, stick to the coke. But when you tell them doing this MCAT, doing the Tina and stuff like that, and GHB, they're like, it's another world, but they don't realise.
Yeah.
They don't realise.
What was the recovery like for you when you decided this was enough?
It was difficult. And I stayed off sex for about 6 weeks because I didn't want to. And I thought, how am I going to start doing? I mean, I could have just gone on Grindr, but again, Grindr was another trigger because everyone on there's H&H. And the great thing about all the other collaborations I do and all the other content creators I'm part of a few content creator groups. The WhatsApp, they're all sober.
Oh, amazing.
So it's a lot of them actually. Some of them are actually recovering addicts themselves.
Yeah.
So you do get the odd. Of course, you can have content creators that are using, but I don't want to work with them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it's triggering.
Yeah.
I don't want to be in that environment. And as I say, most content creators, I'd say 95% of content creators are great and they don't use anyway. So it's good.
What do you think it was at the worst of the worst point of your addiction? What was keeping you stuck?
I don't know. It's just under a spell. It's just literally you cannot be without it. It's just you've got to be tough to fight the cravings. And I think the worst thing as well, because I started injecting, they call it slamming, because I started slamming, injecting it, it's worse because you can't go anywhere from injecting. You know, any drug user, sorry, will tell you that you can't go up. You know, it's an immediate hit.
Yeah.
So when I'd go to sex sessions and chemsex parties, they'd be smoking crystal meth on the part. I'd be like, oh no, I don't want that. I want to inject.
God.
But I caught in Batigo when I was using, because it's just filth. You just,
Yeah.
do you know what I mean? My arms are cleared up now. I've still got a couple of little marks, but on the whole, it's cleared up now.
And like with chemsex parties, STI spread must be quite...
A lot of people, a lot of people are on PrEP.
Right.
Do you know what PrEP?
Yeah.
PrEP is preventative of HIV. So people's things are, well, you can go to get tested, you can go and get gonorrhea, syphilis and all the rest cleared up, as long as they don't get, they call it the big one, you know. But then you've got a lot of people that go to, there's chemsex parties, but then there's breeder parties. Did you know about that?
What's that?
Breeder parties. So that's where people want HIV. So they go into parties to get bred.
You're joking.
With the intention?
Yeah, they want it. They want to be bred.
What?
They want people. There's people out there that want to give it, and there's people that want to catch HIV. So they'll go to breeder parties.
What's the incentive?
I know.
I've never heard of that before.
No.
Just I don't know. It's very warped. You know, maybe they then want to pass it on. I know it sounds bad, but when you're on, I'm not saying, I'm not making an excuse, but when you're on drugs, you just become this nympho. You become this, inhibitions go out. You don't think about the repercussions. So there's so much shit you do you wouldn't normally do when you're down to, down back on earth.
You've obviously been amazing today to talk about the very unfiltered realities and the nastiness of chemsex. Are there people out there glorifying it?
Someone was bragging on social media about the fact that he likes to see the light go out of people's eyes. He likes to give people the drugs, and that's his turn on, that's his power. So he likes to get them hooked.
That's really scary.
Scary, isn't it?
That's something deeper down than a substance abuse addiction.
Yeah.
Or any kind of kink. That's the kind of...
Yeah, God.
So then you've experienced all of this and you took a step back and you started doing OnlyFans.
Yeah.
What was that like early stages like for you?
It just gives me something. It gave me something to focus on, because people think you just go over, you go do some videos and that's it. It's not. So I sold my business because I was a director of my cleaning company, and obviously I had time on my hands. I wanted to fill the void from addiction. I wanted to be doing something with my time. So I've just put everything, heart and soul, into that. So I organise all my own collaborations. I organise, I do the editing. I do all my own admin. There's lots more behind the scenes that goes on. And I just put everything into that now. I just want to help more people with this whole chemsex thing and overcoming it. I want to try and do more. I want to try and raise awareness of it.
Yeah. You said the first time that you had sex sober was like having sex again for the first time. In terms of your recovery, how did you build that better relationship with intimacy and not being on drugs?
It just came with time. I also, when I first started going with people again after coming off drugs, I would always be very honest with people and say, look, I'm quite new to this again. I haven't had sober sex for years, and I think it's good because it was done with other I had my first, got back into it with other content creators. They get it. Yeah. And it's part of the business and it's part of their work. So they're very kind and very, understanding. So I think that helped rather than going with someone and it's just like, I just want a quick shag and that was it. So it built up over time and then your confidence grows again.
I guess my public assumption with OnlyFans is that content is a little bit performative, but in like your real personal life, was that like a whole other thing to tackle?
Oh, for sex?
Yeah.
If I'm absolutely honest with you, I haven't had any sex.
Oh, wow.
I haven't had any sex, but I don't mind that.
You don't mind it?
No.
Yeah.
A lot of content creators go attend these other parties, sex parties, and which is all no drugs or anything, lovely and clean and blah, blah, blah. I don't, because this is my work. But I enjoy what I do. I'm not doing it because I have to do it. I'm not being forced to do it. I'm not being trafficked or anything. Everyone, I'm safe. But it's fine. But I want to do it. And then when I've got some time off, I don't want to be fucking around, but I just want to go to the gym. I want to do stuff.
I guess if the itch is scratched, it's scratched, isn't it?
Yeah. Don't need to tell you about that.
What is like a day in the life like for you then? when you're just working?
Oh, just working. So it's up and down the country. So I live in Birmingham, but most of the content creation I do is in London. Traveling's a lot. Then doing the content creation, which is normally about 2 hours, and then going away, and then managing your social media. See, my X account is really big at the moment. Within 5 months, I've got about 18,000 followers on there. But my Instagram and TikTok, I really need to start building up. So that's see. With the X, you get everything on there. You can see everything of me on there. People messaged me on X and they said, oh, will you do like a phone call with me? And I was like, yeah, of course I will. I was like, do you want to talk about anything specific? He was like, well, I've got a really big fetish where you're taking my blood pressure.
Oh, so you need a nurse.
I know, it wasn't it was but it wasn't trust it with me. It wasn't the new blood pressure machines. Remember the old ones years ago? We used to pump it up.
Yeah.
So he wanted me to go and then go.
Oh my god, just go to your GP, babe. Free.
I know.
I'm not.
Yeah, but then he might get Big Brenda, and he don't want Big Brenda, does he?
That's so
What's Big Mason?
unusual.
He was Big Mason. Yeah.
I've never heard of anything like that.
Remember years ago, you did have to go out and find something. And I remember once I took a bloke back, and we were on the taxi on the way home, and he said to me, "Have you got a banana at your house?" And I went, yes. I don't know why I had a banana, actually, because I don't have a banana. He said, have you got any hair clippers? And I was like, yes.
Right.
And he said, when we get back, he said, if you could shave my pubes, he said, and mix it in with the banana and feed it to me. So me being polite, I did it.
Oh.
But then I said to him, I said, how do you manage it? Because obviously when you run out of pubes, what do you do? I said, don't you cough up fur balls like a cat? You know, when the cat's...
Sorry.
So the banana pube epidemic of Birmingham.
I've got a banana with my lunch. I don't think I'm having that.
And then I had another guy once, and he, this is all normal. And then he said to me, he said, oh, I love watching guys fart.
I've heard of that one, to be fair.
Yeah, but how would you do it then? Do you know the ins and outs?
No.
It was you, wasn't it? Wasn't it you that came
No, I know. I actually fart on command.
No, so I said to him, look, I'm up for it. I can't fart on demand.
Oh.
He said, have you got a straw? Luckily, I've got all these utensils in my house already, just in case. So I had to go on my back and then blow me up, and then I had to blow out. And it was like the 10th fart, and I was like, mate, I'm not being funny, lovey. I ain't getting much out of it.
Oh gosh, no.
10th fart.
10th
Exhaustion.
Just ask you to do it.
No, I don't fart. I'm a girl.
We'll do it off camera in a minute.
Yeah. Was this before or after OnlyFans?
Oh, before.
Before.
Yeah. So I've always been a bit, you know.
Yeah. I do have to ask. This is funny you bring up. You say you're 38. You say you're 38. And I guess you've seen the pre-Grindr, pre-dating apps, pre-social media kind of environment of all of this. Like, chemsex has been portrayed on Queer as Folk, I think, Hollyoaks, things like that. It's not really been spoke about.
It's changed so much.
Yeah.
There's always been drugs. So I remember when I first started going out years ago, we'd all go to the club, and then everyone would know. The club would kick out, the village would kick out about 8 o'clock in the morning on a Sunday morning, and then they'd all look for me. But where is he? They all know they'd come back to mine. But it wasn't all right. We'd be on the sniff, and this is back then. But I could put it up and put it down then. I mean, I stopped doing drugs for 4 years. It was a Tina that got me really this whole chemsex thing. You do it not every weekend, most weekends. And you go back to people's house and you just chat shit, you know, like you do and then you come Sunday night, you all go home. It's different now. It's more seedy now. It's more dark. It's the whole chemsex thing, and it goes on and on. And what I was finding when I was addicted, as I said earlier, the sessions would get longer and longer and longer. And I remember once I woke up on a Thursday morning, went to work, got on it Thursday night, and I never came off until Tuesday morning, the following Tuesday morning. And the thing was, my head wasn't high, but my heart was. So what I mean by that was my heart was pumping out of his chest, but I knew if I did any more, I'd have a heart attack. But I wanted to do more because I wasn't getting the fix in my head. Oh my God. And it's weird when you come off drugs, especially if you miss different things. I used to miss the injecting and then seeing the blood go back on the vein, because then you knew that you'd hit a vein and then you could just inject it straight in. It's important when people come off drugs, they have to start looking after themselves. Because when you're on drugs, you're not eating right, you're not drinking right. And then when you do come off the session, you do start eating, you eat shit. Because you want that fix, you want that quick fix. So try and go to the gym if you can. The gym's been a massive saviour for me. Diet's been a massive thing.
Yeah.
Get on a good multivitamin when you come off, just to get some goodness back in your body.
Yeah. Are there any like obvious like triggers that you severely have boundaries and stay away from, other than being around people that, you know, use substances?
Blocked all the dealers on my phone. That's a big thing. So to give people some ideas. But a lot of the drug dealers will have burner phones. So they'll change that. You can block their number, but then in 2 months, they've got a new burner phone. And then they'll message you again anyway. So it's on a different number.
God.
So I've changed my number. I haven't this time, but I've changed my number full time. Because everyone kept saying to me, why do you keep changing your number for? I was like, I've just fancied a change. Even my mum was like, why do you keep changing your number? I was like, I keep getting these weird calls, mum. You can have waves of wanting to use, but try and stay away from things.
Is it tricky, like, speaking on triggers, like pop culture at the moment, there's almost like a glamorization of like drug taking, like Charlie XCX, for example. I'm not saying
Who's
that What?
Charlie XCX?
You're lying.
You're lying.
No, never heard of it. Him?
Huh.
Oh, is it?
Where have you been, babe?
So go on then. Who's this Charlie XXN or whatever?
Charlie XCX Brat. Do you know about the Brat movement?
Oh, the little dolls.
No.
Oh,
my
it's
gosh.
brilliant. This is brilliant.
Oh, little brat dolls we used to get when we was little.
No, darling. Bright neon green with the word Brat on front. No.
Are you on Tina?
Are you? But she's like had a huge year with this past album, and a lot of her songs are about like doing drugs, and then it just kind of like social media, people on social media now and then kind of like have this kind of glamorization view of drugs. I was wondering if that kind of like seeing that everywhere.
I don't know. I don't think I haven't.
Doesn't
Clearly, I haven't got who she is. Try and get her on here with me.
Oh my god! Try and get her on it. I wish.
Why don't you just call Charlie
Why
up?
don't you just call Charlie?
Because I
XX?
watch I love your podcast.
Thank you.
But there's been stuff that you mentioned before, and I'm like, it goes over my head. Like,
That's okay.
Yeah,
That's all right.
I think it goes over Christy's head as well. To be
Oh,
fair,
my God,
She
we have
don't
to
know
educate her
anything.
every week. Yeah. This is something worth bringing up. You've just won something at the Grabby Awards.
oh no, not yet.
You've not yet. Is it secret?
No,
No, it's not secret.
Oh.
nominated.
So I've been nominated. By
Nominated.
the time this goes out, I'd have lost. But
Manifesting.
no, so I've been nominated for the Grabby Awards, which is the adult entertainment industry. I've been nominated for Best Newcomer 2026. Nice. So there's various different categories: Best Top, Best Bottom, Best Daddy,
right.
Best Twink. Oh, Group Scene of the Year. I'm in the Group Scene of the Year. 12 Cocks of Christmas I was in. But it only ended up being 7 Cocks of Christmas because the other 4 cocks never turned up. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Well, we were 5 cocks down, but still, it was a good film. And then
5 rings are burning.
they rings are burning.
Do you have a niche within your content?
Mainly top, so mainly giving
Right.
it. But I'm quite open. There are content creators out there that are doing really well
Right.
because they find a niche.
Yeah. Have you filmed any kinks or anything that's kind of like a little bit outside of the normal realm?
I fisted someone on the thing. I was saying to my sister, having a private conversation with my mum overheard. I was like, I was fisting someone. Mum said, you were fisting someone? I went, yes. And she went, which hand did you use? And I went, this one. She went, your granddad's wedding rings on that thumb.
Granddad!
I was like, I've scrubbed it with a nail brush, you're fine.
So I assume you're very open about all of this. Were you open about the chemsex stuff?
Yeah.
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 Oh, it's a blessing that you.
It's nice you got a family like that. We're very open.
100%.
Oh, that's
My dad's got, I mean, my sister's a lesbian. I'm gay. Oh, I'm a bit bi actually, so I will go with women. So if there are any women out there that want to do some content with me, let me go. I'm trying to tap into that market.
Right.
I would like to do that.
Yeah.
Bit flaky, the old girls, bless them. Not down there, I mean, just
Dermatitis.
Head and shoulders.
yeah, dermatitis.
So what did life look like coming off a drug like meth?
A lot of sweats, night sweats, anxiety, heart palpitations, sleeping a lot.
Really?
I went through a period of 3-4 years and, you know, I'd have lots of weeks where I wouldn't sleep. So you just literally like, you're trying to recuperate, trying to re-energize yourself and just get back to a point where you were before. So it just takes a long time to get back.
When you were in like the depths of the worst of your addiction and just coming out of recovery, what kept you positive that there was a light at the end of the tunnel?
I knew some people would look down on what I do. Some people wouldn't. And you get to a point in life, you think, fuck it.
Yeah.
I've been a housing manager. I've been a untrained social worker, like running family things, it's like a social worker job. I've had big jobs, and then I've gone to do this, and it's something I like doing. It works for me. It's kept me off the drugs. It keeps me happy. And if people don't like it, they don't like it. But I've never been happier. Yeah. Genuinely, I've never been. I'm high, but naturally high.
So if anyone is listening and they're involved in the chemsex cycle, what would you say to them?
I'm happy for anybody to DM me as well. And to come and speak to me. And, there is light at the end of the tunnel and you can do it.
Yeah.
You can and you will.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Don't keep beating yourself up about it when you do. I had a lot of guilt when I came off, and I think of stuff I'd done, and you just think, oh, shit. You got to Lagamo. Do you know what Lagamo is?
No.
Let it go and move on. You got to let it go, move on. Put it in the fucky bucket. Let it go, move on, and just you fuck your brain up. It's done. You're sober. Move on now.
Socks on or off?
Depends on the feet.
Fair enough.
I do like feet. If you've got nice feet, that's fine. I've been with guys that are very good looking. They're taking their socks off and giving me a shock. It's a deal breaker for me.
Biggest celebrity crush?
Duncan from Blue, he's hot, isn't he?
I love where your brain is at. I love you. Do you watch your own content back?
No. I watch the trailers. I have somebody who I trust to do the editing.
Right.
And I've never watched any of my content all the way through. Oh. I've heard of some people wank to their own content. But I don't do that. Always watch the trailer because the trailer's only 20 seconds and that needs to be bang on for the X and stuff. But no, I can honestly say, hand on my heart, I've never watched any of my films all the way through.
Describe your OnlyFans content style in one word.
Hot.
Green flag in a date.
Offering to pay.
Nice.
I always offer to pay. It's very tricky, isn't it, with gays? What do you do?
This is the thing.
Anyone straight out there, if you go on a date with a man, do not go and see him again if one, he makes you pay the bill, or two, asks you to go halves. A man should always pay the bill up to date 3.
You heard it here first, peeps.
That's why I don't date.
I love it.
Most unexpected thing that turns people on.
So I was fucking someone with a massive donkey cock. Oh, no, it wasn't a donkey cock. It was a rhino cock.
Oh, thanks for
It was a rhino. It was a rhino. It shaped it. So he had a load of different dildos shaped as animal cocks. And this one was a perfect outline of it. And what did I say? Not a walrus, was it?
Rhino.
Yeah, a rhino. And people were loving it.
Oh, wow. It was like...
And he took the whole rhino.
Right.
Biggest myth about OnlyFans creators?
They're all fake and pretentious.
Most money you've made in a day from OnlyFans?
450 quid.
Would you date another creator?
Possibly. I wouldn't be able to
Right.
date someone like me, so I wouldn't be able to expect them to date someone like me, if you see what I mean. I'd find it very difficult, although I can't do the whole open relationship. No judgment. It works for people. I'm just saying it's probably more of a thing on me than anything else.
Love it.
That's all of them.
This is the part of the podcast where you spill the tea and we try not to. Meet our special guest, Mason. Let's go.
I went back with a guy after a night out and we were up for hours having the drunkest, gayest, messiest sex I've ever had in my life. In the morning, incredibly hungover, I got dressed and quickly rushed to my mum's house to celebrate her birthday. When she answered the door, she started scrubbing something off the collar of my jacket, licking her finger and going back in to try and get it off. To my horror, it was a cum stain from the night before. I still have no idea if she was licking his cum or mine.
Bit of icing on the collar.
Good, isn't it?
Bit of home bacon.
My boyfriend and I were having sex and he kept going floppy. This became more and more persistent as time went on, to the point where I asked what would help to turn him on. He asked if he could put on porn to watch in the background, and I agreed. After getting back to it, I noticed that what he was watching didn't sound like porn at all. In fact, it was David Attenborough's voice in my ears. I was horrified when I saw he was watching Planet Earth whilst fucking me. I left that night and still have no idea if it was the lions or David that did it for him.
Well, if it's like one of your friends, maybe they had a lion cock.
Rhinoceros.
I was a rhino, babe.
But he might
Still in
have had a
Africa,
lion.
but different mammal.
No. Gosh.
I remember once, this is true, and I remember I was getting I wasn't really enjoying it, to be fair. It was Easter time and I saw a Cadbury's cream egg and he couldn't see, and I just started eating the Cadbury's cream egg to take my mind off of it. And that's a God's honest truth on my mum's life. I started eating this fucking Cadbury's, cream egg. I was moaning because I was like, oh God, yeah, this feels good. I was like, I haven't had a Cadbury's cream egg since last Easter.
Oh, that was incredible.
That was really good. And on that note,
So you spoke about OnlyFans. Have you done any other sex work or like performance stuff in the past?
Yeah, so I recently did a really good event called Honcho at the Royal Vauxhall Tavern, and that was really fun. I think it worked out about half an hour on stage, but in 5-minute slots. So the first one was like a shower scene, just washing ourselves and blah blah blah. And then I think I rimmed someone on stage. That just broke the ice.
Yeah.
And
That'll do it.
it's always an introduction. It just calms
of
everyone
course.
down, gets everyone in. Lovely event. Bring all the family; they'd love it. But yeah, so did that, and then another couple of games were throw the hoop on the cock. So if you can get 3 rings on the cock, it wasn't massive metal ones. It was like little plastic ones, and then you win a bear.
Uh-huh.
That's lovely, isn't
bless
it? And then the other one was like going around giving people popcorn, but you willy coming through the thing so they can have a little feel. And
Snack time.
and then the final one was I had to go around with a chip and pin machine and selling tequilas. And then if they wanted a tequila, they buy it, and then they got with the salt and the lemon.
Yes.
And they get to lick the salt off my cock.
I was going to say, babe, that's bartending.
That's what I thought. I was like,
Not that
that's nice.
Oh.
You don't get that in Wetherspoons.
No, thank God.
Are like allies there, or is it like queer audience?
You want to go?
Yeah.
Oh no, you can
Are
go.
the girlies there?
You can go. Yeah.
Oh well,
You love it.
I'll be there on the next one show then.
Thank you so much for coming on and sharing your story. It's
Thank you very
been
much.
eye-opening, and I hope that people see this and they do reach out and get the help they need.
I know they can see it's dark, but then you can see how much fun we've had. You can change for the best and turn your life around. You can do it.
Thank you so much, Maisie.
Thank you.
Mason, everybody. Woo!